Good evening, everyone. My name is Maurya Hanspal, and today we're going to talk about the most important concept of finance, or the most important topic in the field of finance, which is nothing but financial literacy. Let's talk about financial literacy today. What is financial literacy? Why is financial literacy so important? What are the various dynamics of financial literacy? What exactly do we understand by financial literacy? And some of the myths of financial literacy. So, we'll be talking about all this in very brief in today's session. So, beginning with financial literacy. What exactly is financial literacy? As the name suggests, financial literacy. To be literate in the field of finance. To have knowledge in the field of finance. Not advanced finance, but at least having some basic knowledge in the field of finance. That is, if you have earned a certain amount of money, your hard earned money, maybe in the form of salaries, maybe in the form of wages, or be it a professional fee, how you're gonna save it, or utilize it, or deploy it to have further returns in the market as well. Basically, financial literacy is concerned with the basic knowledge of how you are managing and utilizing your money in the most effective and the efficient manner. A lot of people confuse financial literacy. They say that financial literacy is only the task of a person who is directly or indirectly related to a core finance job. Someone who is working in a top investment bank whose main job is to work as a financial service provider, or a person who is directly or indirectly linked towards the sector of finance. That is completely wrong. Financial literacy does not involve any high end knowledge, any complex knowledge on financial terminologies, technical jargons, or maybe some other fields which are quite complex for a layman's term. Financial literacy does not involve analyzing the whole stock market in detail. It does not say you to have the whole knowledge on fundamental analysis or technical analysis or various other technical jargons in finance or maybe to analyze the market. The concept of financial literacy is not only confined to a person who is working in the top financial companies, maybe investment banking companies or providing financial services. Financial literacy is for everyone, be it you are in the field of finance, be it the marketing, be it HR, be it operations, or be it any kind of non-academic field as well. Be it you are in the entertainment industry, be it you are in the sports industry, or any other industry which is not even related to finance or the education sector. This is how important financial literacy is and how wide financial literacy is. Financial literacy is not confined only to the persons who are directly linked to financial services provider. It is for all. So since I said you these financial services are meant for everyone, be it anyone in this entire world, that leads us to a basic knowledge on financial literacy. That financial literacy is something which is very basic, something which is very common for all, something which is also essential for those who do not have any advanced knowledge of finance, or as the name suggests, some intermediate knowledge of finance. Basic knowledge of finance is necessary for everyone so that no one can make a fool out of you. So that is why we are touching the concept of financial literacy today. For all of you who are watching this session today on YouTube Live and still think that financial literacy is only the task of a person who is directly linked to providing the financial services or working for finance, you are wrong. Let me take a small example. Everyone gets a salary, be it a wage in the form of the labor sector, or be it fee when you are a doctor, a lawyer, or a certain person who has been providing his professional services. Everyone is getting these three types of earnings. Does a person who is only in the finance sector gets a salary? No. Person who is in each and every sector gets an amount, gets an income. You term it as a salary, you term it as a wage, you term it as a fee, or you term it just as an income. Be it your active income or your passive income, which we discussed in the previous sessions as well. Right? So, managing your money, everyone has to manage their money. They're getting a certain income. Now, I'll be using a common terminology income for all those salaries, wages, and fees because income is earned by everyone at least. Right? You are earning your income. How are you managing your income? How much expenses are you incurring? And how much savings are you making? I think having an income, undertaking expenses, and saving money is common for everyone, be it a core finance guy or be it a person who is not in the finance field. Now, the final saved money. We know the basic equation in finance or in the profit and loss statement, which everyone knows. Your income or the revenues minus the expenses, you get the profit. In order to have the profit, your incomes must be more than the expenses that you incur, right? So, whatever income you have earned and whatever expenses you have made, the remaining part out of your income, it tends to be your savings. Now, it is all upon you that what you have to do with your savings. You have to keep it with yourself in the form of hard and quick cash. You have to deposit it in the bank account. You have to invest it in the form of fixed deposits, FDs, or you have to invest it in stock market. It is all upon you. It is all upon everyone, not only a finance guy. So this equation remains same for everyone. Income minus your expenses are your savings. But the ultimate fund, that how you will like utilize these funds, it depends upon you only. Right? Everyone we know who earns their money, they have to open a bank account, isn't it? Is opening a bank account a part of only a person who is related to finance? No. Everyone opens a bank account. Be it a person who is earning 5 crores a year, or maybe a person who is earning just 2000 rupees in a month. Everyone has to open a bank account. And opening a bank account requires you a basic knowledge of at least how to go to a bank, how to talk to that person, have the options of various banking account schemes कि कौन सा बैंक अकाउंट खुलवाना है, from zero balance से खुलवाना है या you have the minimum deposit amount of 10,000 rupees to open a saving account, which is quite prevalent in the banks. सैलरी अकाउंट है, सेविंग अकाउंट है, अगर आप बिजनेस करते हो तो करंट अकाउंट है, राइट? बिकॉज इन सेविंग अकाउंट यू हैव अ सर्टेन लिमिट कि आप इतना ही कैश उसमें आप डिपॉजिट कर सकते हो, बट इन द अकाउंट ऑफ करंट अकाउंट वो लिमिट ज्यादा होती है, एंड दैट इज बेसिकली फॉर द बिजनेस मैन. तो कौन से अकाउंट में आपको खुलवाना है, कैसे खुलवाना है, those people who are opening your bank account should not be able to manipulate you in like providing their own services. Thus, everyone has to open a bank account, be it anyone from any industry. So that's no hardcore knowledge on finance. Everyone takes a life insurance, right? अब ऐसा तो है नहीं. A person who is working in the field of core finance takes a life insurance. Getting to know about the life insurance is very essential. We'll talk about these things in the next few minutes. Taking a life insurance, how to take a life insurance, which life insurance to take, from where to take the life insurance, how much premium to pay for the life insurance. It all depends on our understanding. Those people would come and manipulate you because they ultimately want their own profits. You know how an insurance company makes a profit? The main source of income is through the premiums, and that premium is earned through our pockets. They want to earn the maximum premium from us so that they earn the maximum profit. Those companies, be it a banking company, be it an insurance company, they will come to you, they will give you the financial products that will benefit them and not you. In order to have those financial products benefit you, you need to have financial literacy. And that is why the topic of financial literacy is so important. It was important in the past, it is important right now, and it is becoming more important in future. So it is time to open your eyes and think that even if you are not in the finance sector, you need to open your eyes, be it any sector, marketing, HR, operations, and non-educational sectors, actor ho या modeling करते हो, doctor हो, lawyer हो, you need to have knowledge on financial literacy, right? So that is the basic essence of financial literacy, having some basic common knowledge in the field of finance, which helps you in day-to-day understanding of the things, implementations of the things, undertaking of the activities, and ultimately no one can make a fool of you, right? So that is the main essence of financial literacy which we are talking right now. Okay, so these are like some of the aspects which are quite common. Like I talked about the banking service related. Everyone takes banking services. They open their bank accounts, they deposit money, they transfer payments, everything is made, right? Even the salaries is common. Even the incomes minus expenses, right? Insurance related, the market related, the fund related. We'll talk about these things in quite brief. Okay. So if we talk about the banking services, because we're talking about the banking services from the past 5 to 6 minutes, banking services में क्या चाहिए? You should be able to go to that bank and say मुझे अपना बैंक अकाउंट खुलवाना है. They will give you hundreds of options. You can open a bank account, a saving bank account with a minimum limit of 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. Like it differs from banks to banks. But nowadays, in most of the banks, in 99% of the banks, the minimum limit has been set to like 10,000 rupees only. That is a saving account. Banks would insist you to open a saving account. These things might quite be like visible to you. You might go to a bank and there are a lot of desks on which a large number of people are sitting, and they call you. They say you, sir, या madam, आपको क्या service चाहिए? The maximum number of service they provide, the maximum number of saving bank accounts they open, they would get a commission over their salaries. Isme, they're thinking the benefit for themselves, but not you. But you know, a salary account, not a saving account. A salary account can be opened with a zero balance. There are a large number of small banks, not the top banks, small banks, who are kind of ready to open your bank accounts with zero balance. And those banks have a good long term future, a sustainable future, and a growth rate as well. So you need to see which bank to go for to open your bank account, right? Whether to open a saving bank account, a salary bank account. They insist you to open a saving bank account, but if you want to open a salary bank account, you should be firm on that. They'll give you thousands of reasons to open a saving bank account or some different bank account. But you should be firm on your study. Salary ka khulwana hai to khulwana hai. Because you are the customer there, you have the right. And the thing that we study in marketing as well, though it's a finance lecture, but things we study in marketing as well, customer value. Every business has to provide value to its customers, and until and unless they are not providing, there is no business. But in present day scenario, you also have to work on your own knowledge to create value for yourself. So you need to choose which bank to go for, right? Open a saving account or a salary account. In a saving account, how much interest are they offering? 3%, 4%, 3.5%. You need to know all, right? They earn incentives on this, like the people in bank, right? Also, they give a large number of options to you. What? कि fixed deposit करा लो, FD करा लो. There is a feature in your saving account that is called auto sweep. Auto sweep. The certain amount which is left in your saving account, it gets automatically transferred or posted into a fixed deposit account. The number of services they provide, the banking people earn, and not you. Again, is going for a fixed deposit so good? Is going for a fixed deposit so good? If anyone who has financial literacy or some basic knowledge of finance, they know fixed deposits. Now there is no time. Earlier, like there was a time when fixed deposits used to give you 9%, 8%, or 7.5%. Now they might be offering 5.45%, 6%, or max to max 6.15%. That times of high FD interest rates have gone. People see just the FD interest rates कि 6.5% मिल रहा है, 5% मिल रहा है, 100 रुपए के 105 रुपए मिलेंगे. People think like that. But there is a basic factor in the terms of economics which is also effective in finance, which is inflation. Inflation is nothing but the increase in prices of commodity. और द डिक्रीज इन परचेजिंग पावर ऑफ अस, हम लोगों की, राइट? सिंपल में बोले तो महंगाई बढ़ना, दैट इज इन्फ्लेशन. The ideal rate of inflation in the Indian scenario, it goes around to 4 or 4.5%, right? FD is giving you 6%. Inflation is 4%. How much are you earning? People just see the rate of interest of FD, 6% मिल रहा है. But that 100 rupees, like a small example, that 100 rupees, if you had invested in FD, right? You had invested that 100 rupees. उस पर अगर 6% इंटरेस्ट भी मिल रहा है, 106 रुपए भी मिल रहे हैं, बट 4% यू हैव इन्फ्लेशन, दैट इज ईटिंग योर पावर ऑफ मनी. Ultimately, you're gonna get 6% of interest rate minus the 4% of inflation. You have just 2% that you got from investing in FDs, which people don't realize. People को लगता है कि 6% rate of interest they're getting on FD, a fixed 6% rate of interest, but that is not. Why no one is taking into consideration the impact of inflation? And आगे जाके अगर inflation बढ़ी, 6% FD दे रहा है, and the rate of inflation might go to 5% or 6% because it goes like 2% plus or 2% minus. अगर 4% का ideal rate है, तो according to RBI, max to max which the RBI can tolerate is up to like 6% or 2%. मतलब 4 का 6 या 4 का 2 plus 2 and minus 2 होता है. तो अगर 6% हो गया and 6% is your FD rates, you are earning zero. You are earning zero. That is why only a small fraction of the people are able to earn wealth in future, because they're not only like dependent on FDs, they invest in stock markets as well. Past history of Nifty or BSE has shown that your investment earns an ideal rate of interest of 15% per year. Nifty gives you a return of 15% per year on an average. It can give you a higher, it can give you a lower. But on an average, all the returns get averaged out. Market उठती है, market गिरती है. Then फिर उठती है, then गिरती है. It's a cyclical in nature. So you have to keep on investing in markets. Either a systematic investment plan, I would say, SIPs, कि constantly कुछ amount every month invest करो. चाहे 500 rupees, maybe like 1000 rupees or 2000 rupees or 3000 rupees. So it basically depends on your salary income. Okay, try to have certain amount allocated towards stock markets, have an exposure towards equity that will give you higher returns as compared to your fixed deposits. But banks will insist you to have a fixed deposit because they'll earn a commission. Further, the banks will say you कि आप म्यूचुअल फंड में करा लो इन्वेस्ट, because ultimately mutual fund is again being owned by those banking houses and they'll be getting their own commissions or charges if you are kind of investing in that mutual fund, right? So instead of going to these houses of banks to having opening your mutual fund, you can go to the new age brokers. You have Zerodha, you have Upstocks, you have the money, India Money, right? These platforms, these new age platforms, they provide you brokerage at a very low cost. Their service cost is very low, almost equivalent to zero. But these banks will charge you a high amount of money for opening your demat account, or maybe the maintenance charges of demat account, or having your funds managed, which is basically an expense ratio, which is basically the administrative charges or the fund management charges, which is given to that person who is managing your portfolio. So instead of going to banks, go to these new platforms who have a sustainable future. They are the proven platforms. मैं randomly में names नहीं ले रहा. Be it Zerodha, be it Upstocks, anyone. Then open your account of demat with a small amount, maybe just 100 rupees or 200 rupees, or free of cost. And even they have no maintenance charges as well. So you need to have alternatives. You need to search for alternatives, that which bank is the best one. Banks are the best one, though, agreed, for depositing your money and safeguarding of your money. But opening demat accounts or investing in stock markets, some other platforms can also be beneficial, because other platforms are also providing you proper portfolios to invest in. One platform, like for example, take the examples of Upstocks or take the examples of Zerodha. They have their own portfolios, not own, portfolios which are framed by different banks. HDFC बैंक का portfolio, ICICI बैंक का portfolio, जिसमें you will have different stocks and different companies के, वो सारे you can buy there directly on these apps, and you need not spend extra money to deal like directly with bank. So you need to have your eyes open, right? And understand everything from your own point of view as well, rather than listening to other people and making someone else earn your money at the expense of you, right? Talking about your salary, ये हमारा बैंकिंग सर्विसेज का पॉइंट वी टॉक्ड इन अ ब्रीफ. अब हम सैलरी की बात करते हैं. एवरीवन इज कंफ्यूज, स्पेशली द फ्रेशर्स. जब सैलरी आती है तो सीटीसी क्या है, कॉस्ट टू कंपनी क्या है. In big B schools, in big colleges, people are given the CTC 18 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. And people, they blindly think that they are getting 30 lakhs in their hands. And that is a very common question nowadays in the mind of youth as well. Because this is the time of placements and everyone is quite confused about CTC क्या होता है and gross pay क्या होता है and net pay क्या होता है. Though I cannot talk about all these in very detail because of the limited time, but I'll talk about in a certain way कि you people will understand. CTC is something which is the cost to company. मतलब कंपनी का क्या खर्चा, कंपनी तुम पर क्या खर्चा कर रही है. Obviously that would include everything. तुम्हारा सारा बेसिक पे, सैलरीज, अलाउंसेस होगा, बट उसमें वो भी होगा which company is spending upon you, maybe for your training or maybe for your meals, खाने पीने का एक्स्ट्रा खर्चे. So that is CTC. That is the cost to company that you won't get. ओके, अगर 20 लाख का सीटीसी मिला है तो 20 लाख यू वोंट गेट इन योर हैंड. उसमें से यू माइट गेट 18 लाख और 17 लाख, और इन मैक्स टू मैक्स केसेस सम पीपल आल्सो गेट 14 लाख और 15 लाख. 5 लाख कट जाता है. कहां कटता है? टैक्स में नहीं कटता. व्हेन यू जॉइन अ कंपनी, you have a contribution towards a provident fund, employer provident fund, EPF, pensions and other various benefits as well. 12% of your basic pay is contributed by you and 12% is contributed by your employer. And same is done for various other benefits as well. When these employer contributions for pensions or gratuity, they get subtracted from your cost to company, you get the gross pay. That is ultimately your gross pay. But a gross pay भी वो नहीं है कि जो तुमको हाथ में मिलेगी, right? Gross pay is everything which CTC में से employer provident fund and ये सब minus होके pensions and extra benefits which are related to the employer provident funds or voluntary provident funds or various other schemes which have been framed by the company or by the government, उसको minus करके you get the gross pay from CTC, right? अब gross pay में से you have to have your deductions. And to have the reductions, you need to have some basic knowledge of Income Tax Act 1961. कौन सी डिडक्शंस आप क्लेम कर सकते हो? ऐसा नहीं है कि ग्रॉस पे पे ही फुल टैक्स लग गया, राइट? अगर ग्रॉस पे आपके टैक्स स्लैब से कम आ रही है, ठीक है, तो ग्रॉस पे विल बी सेम एज नेट पे. एंड बाय टैक्स स्लैब्स आई मीन जो वेरियस टैक्स स्लैब्स हैं बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, लाइक 2,50,000 to 5 लाख में you get a tax of 5% करता है, 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh से 10% का टैक्स करता है. तो that is according to the new scheme of taxation, right? But gross pay से net pay पे आने के लिए you have to claim for deductions ताकि सारी gross pay पे salary, gross pay salary पर tax ना कटे. And deductions के लिए you need to have knowledge about Income Tax Act 1961. If you are on a house rent, if you live on a rented house, you can claim deduction for that. Right? If you are giving some donations, you can claim deductions for that. FD में invest करा है, you can claim deductions for that. Insurance लिया है and life insurance लिया है, you can claim deduction. 1,50,000 की deduction you have under section 80C. Under section 80CC for annuity की you have deductions. Under section 80CCD bracket में you have just 1B, so that is the terms of income tax. You have for your pensions, right? Even if you are buying an electric vehicle right now, EV का theme है, and like you have taken loan for that, you will get like 1,50,000 का reduction under section 80 EEB. Housing loan लिया है, home loan लिया है, and college education के लिए loan लिया है, under section 80E you will get the deductions, right? And even if the house rent allowance, you can see this house rent allowance is here, right? Even this house rent allowance is not given by your employer. ठीक है, because salary में तुम्हारा क्या होता है, you have that basic pay, then you have the dearness allowance, the house rent allowance, and these medical allowances and LTAs. That is nothing but the leave travel allowance. But अगर house allowance नहीं दिया गया, that you can claim under section 80G as well. ऐसा नहीं है जरूरी कि अगर एम्प्लॉयर हाउस रेंट अलाउंस नहीं दे रहा है तो ब्लाइंडली तुम टैक्स पूरी इनकम पे लगा दो. इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में 80G सेज अगर हाउस रेंट अलाउंस नहीं दिया तो 80G पे यू कैन क्लेम अ सर्टेन अमाउंट. So that is the basic thing you need to know. And gross pay से when all these deductions are subtracted and tax लगता है और हमारे हाथ में जो आता है, that is the net pay or the final pay that we get. Okay, so that was about salaries. अगर हम तीसरी बात करें, जब मैं बोल रहा था कि save you have those incomes minus expenses is your savings, for that we have a rule which is a 50 30 and 20 rule. And ये rule आपको like कहीं भी मिल जाएगा. Okay, it says that 50% you have out of your salary, right? अगर 100 रुपए सैलरी है, मतलब 50 रुपए you have to spend on your essentials, your needs, तुम जिनके बिना तुम like you cannot live. We call it as roti, kapda and makan, right? For 30% your wants or basically your desires, जो जिनके बिना भी तुम रह सकते हो. 20% savings. अब ये 20% you have to decide invest करना है या कैश में रखना है, बैंक अकाउंट में रखना है. But I would suggest you people do not go for the fixed deposits. Invest this amount in stock markets for equities or maybe fixed return चाहिए, so you people can go for bonds or debentures as well, because वहाँ पे भी you people get a fixed rate of return. And even you people can go for commodities, gold, which is a hedge against inflation. Inflation में सब चीज की value it gets spoiled, but gold की value stay रहती है. ठीक है, it remains intact. So we have the equation income minus expenses is equal to savings. Why not replace this equation as you have the expenses, right? You can have the expenses is equal to income minus saving. You can have the savings is equal to income minus expenses. Or you people can have certain thing out of the income that you have earned, right? You can subtract income minus the savings. See this one. You have the income. Instead of spending first, save first. Instead of spending first, save first. And whatever you have the amount, go ahead for expenses. So let's change this equation from income minus expenses. Let's change it to income minus savings to concentrate more on savings, right? Then we have to talk about the insurance, right? Insurance, आप कहीं भी लेने जाओगे, be it your life insurance or the health insurance as the name suggests. But life insurance की अगर हम particularly बात करें, term insurance is the best insurance because it is just a cover for your life. By paying just 500 rupees per month, you can get an insurance up to rupees 5 crores because that is ultimately for your life. And just in case the person does not die, you won't get that amount back. That is the drawback of term insurance. But the benefit of term insurance outrides the drawback of term insurance because term insurance में as such कोई extra benefits नहीं है. It is just for your life. And 500 rupees per month देके, if you are getting a term insurance of 5 crores if someone dies in the house, that is the best thing you can have. But in terms of this ULIPs, which are nothing but the unit linked investment plans, or the plans of endowment or money back or whole life, though we cannot discuss this in detail because of of the time constraints, but these things have a portion of investment combined with them. That is, इसका मतलब ये है कि life cover तो मिल ही रहा है. You are getting that life cover, but apart from life cover, certain premium that you pay is invested in the assets, in equity bonds in the market as well. So वहां पे तुम्हारा 500 रुपए का प्रीमियम नहीं आएगा. वहां पे you will be paying 1000 rupees or 2000 rupees का प्रीमियम per month and getting a life insurance of just 50 lakhs or 40 lakhs or 30 lakhs because a large proportion is going for the investment in stock markets as well or in different funds as well. Why? See, if you're already investing in stock markets, out of that saving component of 20 rupees, then why to go for these plans, ULIPs, endowment, money back, or whole life? Let's keep our insurance and investment separate. We can get a huge return from the investments that we have made in the market. Why to compile it with the insurance? Insurance, 500 रुपए per month में you can get 5 crores का insurance. That is much better than paying 2000 rupees per month and getting 50 lakh का insurance or 40 lakh का insurance or 30 lakh का insurance. So that is financial literacy. Insurance companies will come to you and they would say invest in ULIPs. इंश्योरेंस भी आपका हो रहा है, इन्वेस्टिंग भी आपकी हो रही नहीं. यू हैव टू से टर्म इंश्योरेंस लेना है हमें. 500 रुपीज हम पे करेंगे एंड 5 करोड़ का हम इंश्योरेंस लेंगे. एंड द अर्ली यू टेक इंश्योरेंस, द लेसर द प्रीमियम यू पे. इफ यू आर टेकिंग इंश्योरेंस इन योर एज ऑफ 22, 23, 30, 35 तक, प्रीमियम बहुत कम देना पड़ेगा, 500 रुपए पर महीना, 600 रुपए पर महीना. बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम यू आर लेस प्रोन टू डिजीजेस. एज जैसे जैसे बढ़ती है, यू आर मोर प्रोन टू डिजीजेस. द कंपनी वुड आस्क यू फॉर मोर प्रीमियम. 23 इयर्स में जॉब लगी है, 500 रुपीज का प्रीमियम दे रहे हो, 60 साल के भी हो जाओगे, दैट 500 रुपीज वुड रिमेन इंटैक्ट. See how much savings that you would get, right? So this was all about insurance and stress upon term insurance. When we talk about market and fund related, people mostly try to persuade you to invest in mutual funds. अब म्यूचुअल फंड भी कौन सा? वो कोई भी लाइक म्यूचुअल फंड बोल देंगे आपको, बैंक्स वाले बोल देंगे आप इसमें पैसा लगाओ एंड यू विल गेट योर मनी. कांट यू पीपल एनालाइज योर ओन म्यूचुअल फंड्स? किस म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करना है, किस म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना? पीपल से यू कि बैलेंस एडवांटेज में कर लो इन्वेस्ट, सम से कि ग्रोथ में कर लो, सम से कि फ्लेक्सी कैप में कर लो, सम से इनकम ओरिएंटेड में कर लो, सम से कि डिविडेंड एंड कैपिटल विड्रॉवल में कर लो. ठीक है, एंड ज्यादा रिटर्न आएगा. फंड्स के नाम तो बड़े अच्छे अच्छे बोल दिए, बट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आर दीज फंड्स डूइंग? ये फंड्स क्या इक्विटी में पैसा लगा रहे हैं, इंडियन इक्विटी में लगा रहे हैं, या ग्लोबल इक्विटी में लगा रहे हैं, डेट्स में लगा रहे हैं, गोल्ड में लगा रहे हैं? ये तो पूछो, राइट? They would give you a large number of fancy names and people would get attracted no matter seeing their past performance. They'll give you thousands of fancy names, thousands of new names, and they would say this fund has performed well because they know they can make fool of us and we as people won't track back कि उस फंड ने कितना करा है. Though complete complex knowledge finance की need नहीं है, but at least you people can go to Google and search कि अगर किसी ने बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड बोला है या फ्लेक्सी कैप फंड बोला है तो उसमें है क्या. इक्विटी इज द मोस्ट रिस्की एसेट बिकॉज जितनी तेजी से ऊपर चढ़ती है मार्केट गिरती भी है. बॉन्ड्स आर क्वाइट सेफ बिकॉज एक फिक्स्ड इनकम मिलती है, बट बॉन्ड्स में भी रिस्क है. अगर लाइक कंपनी अगर लाइक मतलब कि बैंकरप्ट होगी या फिर डिफॉल्ट हो गई, ठीक है. सो दीज एस्पेक्ट्स यू हैव टू सी. यू नीड टू सी योर एज. अगर आप 50-60 ईयर्स के हो तो you have no reason to invest in equity because at that time you want to preserve your capital. जितना पैसा and जमा पूंजी अपनी जॉब से कमाई है या बिजनेस से कमाई है and तुम मार्केट में डाल दोगे, if the market goes down your जमा पूंजी will turn to be zero, right? If you are young 22, 23, 24, you can take risk in equity because you have that whole life ahead. You can make certain returns. And at the time when you turn 50, 55, 60, you can shift your funds to a bond जहाँ पे एक fixed amount मिले. Even you can shift all that amount to a fixed deposit. At least पैसा ज्यादा नहीं मिलेगा वहाँ पे, but safe तो हो रहा है. तो starting में fixed deposits मत करो. Go for equity market, bond market. Last में FDs just to save your wealth. And mutual funds में before going to flexi cap, balanced advantage, your growth oriented, your dividend, your capital appreciation, बहुत schemes हैं. You need to know कौन सी स्कीम है. स्ट्रक्चर के बेस्ड पे इट कैन बी योर ओपन एंडेड फंड. वहां पे यू कैन रिडीम योर फंड. तुम्हारा कोई लॉक इन पीरियड नहीं होता, तुम पैसे विड्रॉ कर सकते हो अपने तो म्यूचुअल फंड से, ठीक है. इन द क्लोज्ड एंडेड फंड देयर इज अ फिक्स्ड 3 साल 2 साल 1 साल, तुम बीच में पैसा विड्रॉ नहीं कर सकते. इंटरवल फंड्स, इट बिहेव्स बोथ एज अ क्लोज्ड एंडेड फंड एंड एन ओपन एंडेड फंड. ऐसे टाइम ड्यूरेशंस यू हैव इन विच यू कैन विड्रॉ फंड्स एंड देयर आर ऐसे टाइम ड्यूरेशंस इन विच यू कैन नॉट विड्रॉ फंड्स. On the basis of investment objective, तुम्हारा क्या है? इक्विटी है मतलब यू आर हाई रिस्क. तुम यंग हो, तुम मार्केट का रिस्क तुम ले सकते हो, अभी तुम वेल्थ एक्यूमुलेट कर सकते हो. गो फॉर इक्विटी. डेट फंड्स, बॉन्ड्स, डिबेंचर्स आ जाएंगे. अपनी वेल्थ को प्रिजर्व करना है. हम 60 इयर्स के हो गए हैं, जो वेल्थ हमने कमाई है वी हैव टू प्रिजर्व इट इन डेट फंड्स. हाइब्रिड्स, इट्स अ कॉम्बिनेशन फॉर बोथ इक्विटी एंड डेट. उसमें शेयर्स भी होंगे, बॉन्ड्स भी होंगे. Anyone can go for it, be it a 60 years age person, be it a young person of like 20s or 30s. Anyone can go for it. You have to see your risk appetite. कितना रिस्क तुम ले सकते हो. ज्यादा रिस्क ले सकते हो, गो फॉर इक्विटी. कम ले सकते हो, गो फॉर डेट. एंड इफ यू आर थिंक मतलब एक मॉडरेट है, गो फॉर हाइब्रिड. दैट यू हैव टू एनालाइज योर सेल्फ. योर बैंकर or a person who is opening your bank account or your portfolio cannot decide upon your risk appetite, because that person is just concerned about how he has to earn money, commissions, how he will earn from your pocket. He is not concerned about your risk appetite. एक 60 years के person को वो बोल देगा कि invest in equity because that person is getting commission. 60 years के person की wealth अगर zero हो गई market में, क्या होगा? Fund manager का कुछ नहीं जाएगा, but that person will lose everything. You need to analyze your own risk appetite. If you can invest in mutual funds on your own, it is very good, despite contacting the banks through like these apps, be it like Upstocks or Zerodha. But if you are contacting with banks, because आजकल लोगों के पास इतना टाइम नहीं होता, तो अपनी रिस्क एपेटाइट बताओ कि मैं कितना रिस्क ले सकता हूँ, कितना मैंने सोचा है, मेरे क्या गोल्स हैं. एजुकेशन लोन चुकाना है, या यू आर सेविंग फॉर अ मैरिज और यू आर सेविंग टू बाय अ हाउस. दीज गोल्स यू हैव टू टेल टू योर फंड मैनेजर. एंड जो फंड वो तुमको बताएगा, फ्लेक्सी कैप, बैलेंस एडवांटेज, ग्लोबल फंड, उससे सुन लो, देन खुद एनालाइज करो फंड है क्या. एंड इफ यू आर सेटिस्फाइड, आस्क योर क्वेरीज, आस्क हिम एंड देन एक्सेप्ट द ऑफर. इन्वेस्टमेंट स्टाइल में यू हैव द एक्टिव फंड्स एंड पैसिव फंड्स. एक्टिव फंड्स क्या है? एक्टिव फंड्स हैं अगर तुम्हारा पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर या तुम खुद, if you have a portfolio of different stocks, you are managing it on your own. Like मान लो अगर कोविड से पहले किसी के पास पोर्टफोलियो है, and the portfolio is having the stocks of the hospitality sector, hotel industry, travel and tourism. So कोविड में that industry went down. तो तुम्हारे पोर्टफोलियो में if you have those stocks, just remove the stocks of those industries and try to add more of pharma and more of IT. You are actively changing the stocks. You are actively rebalancing your portfolio. That is what active management is simple words. But in passive funds, there is no active management. मतलब you are directly investing in Sensex or Nifty. अगर Nifty ने साल का 15% का रिटर्न दिया है, your portfolio will earn like 15% around, right? But in case of active funds, अगर Nifty ने 15% का रिटर्न दिया है, बट एक्टिव फंड्स में यू आर मैनेजिंग योर फंड्स ओन. स्टॉक्स डाल रहे हो, स्टॉक्स निकाल रहे हो, जो पैसिव फंड्स में पॉसिबल नहीं है. पैसिव फंड्स में यू आर फॉलोइंग एन इंडेक्स, बी इट अ निफ्टी, बी इट अ सेंसेक्स, उतना ही रिटर्न तुमको मिलेगा. बट इन केस ऑफ एक्टिव फंड्स, निफ्टी एंड बीएसए के स्टॉक्स को तुम फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हो, तुमने सारी इंडस्ट्री से रैंडमली स्टॉक कर रहे हैं पिकअप, देखा है, अपनी तुमने लाइक रिसर्च करी है, एंड यू कैन बीट द इंडेक्स. 15% अगर निफ्टी दे रहा है, योर ओन पोर्टफोलियो जो तुमने खुद से बनाया है, यू कैन अर्न 20%, 25%, 30%. दैट इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ एक्टिव मैनेजमेंट, कि तुम खुद से अपने पोर्टफोलियो को चेंज कर सकते हो. यू कैन रीबैलेंस योर पोर्टफोलियो on the basis of market conditions. Market नीचे जा रही because of COVID. Remove the stocks of hotels, travel tourism, add IT, add pharma, FMCG add करो, right? And when the industry is on a boom, COVID बिल्कुल चला गया. Start adding some points of like travel and tourism industry. You can change it. But in case of passive, you cannot. So you need to know your structure. तुम्हारा क्या risk appetite है, कौन से type of fund में जाना है. Fund manager ने बोल दिया कि flexi cap. Fund manager ने बोल दिया कि balance advantage fund. तो उससे पूछो उसमें कितना परसेंट इक्विटी में है, कितना डेट में है, कितना गोल्ड में है, ये फंड है कौन सा, ओपन एंडेड है या क्लोज्ड है, राइट? पैसिव फंड है या फिर एक्टिव फंड है. यू नीड टू आस्क हिम, राइट? सो दीज वर सम बेसिक थिंग व्हिच यू पीपल नीड टू नो कि मार्केट को कैसे लाइक यू नीड टू डील. अबाउट द इंश्योरेंस कौन सा लेना है, टर्म इंश्योरेंस द बेस्ट वन, दैट 50-30 रूल, द इक्वेशन व्हिच यू कैन चेंज कि सेविंग्स पहले करो, एक्सपेंसेस बाद में करो. That salary, CTC, gross pay and net pay, and that's gonna help a large number of students right now. Okay, so this was all about the basic concept of financial literacy that we should know in finance. And I would repeat, it is not essential to be a core finance guy or a person who is working in top corporate of a finance. Everyone who is living on this earth must have a basic knowledge of finance. Okay, so that was all about today. Thank you so much. And I would also like to say thanks to College Dekho for giving me such a good opportunity on talking about the concept of financial